Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful Saturday morning on December 2nd, 2017. I am your host, David Chang, and I'm here to talk to you about gratitude. No, but for real, it's on my whiteboard that I keep magnetized on my door. I wrote gratitude heart because I wanted to wake up this morning and see this to remind myself that, hey, I got to be grateful for what I do have. And while I was out on my run, looking at the beautiful leaves and hawking up mucus and spitting into the ground, except the spit would it got really thick and it wouldn't fall out of my mouth, and it's too much information. So yeah, anyway, I wrote this to remind myself to stay grateful for everything I've had, even if I feel like things aren't going the way I want them to, or well, to be honest, I'm pretty happy with how things have been going so far. Yeah, I might not be a millionaire or whatever. I might not be where I want to be socially or personally or all of this. I didn't even wake up at 8:30 today. I got out of bed at 9:30, but I still went through the motions that I wanted to. I gotta really stop snoozing the alarm though. And then over here I have a little note that says how to rock climbing. That's just because I wanted to remind myself to look up ways to improve in bouldering. I went bouldering yesterday, so my arms are shot, but it's super fun, and I finally found kind of like a group of people to go with, and so that's really neat. So yeah, that's just me preparing ahead of time, like yesterday. Well, yeah, actually. I don't know when I wrote the rock climbing part actually. I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday. But that's me preparing for today, setting the tone for today. And I feel fantastic actually. I just put some laundry in the machine. I feel really good. I made my bed. Like, what the heck is going on? It's really weird. And it just feels really good to accomplish these things. So I'm really grateful for what I have, what I am doing, the behaviors that I'm trying to ingrain in my mind, the habits that I'm building. Um, just really, I guess, just really thankful for um, all of my experiences, good and bad, because they help me learn. But also just being able to put yourself in the mindset of, you know what, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't matter that much. Life is too short to worry about little things here and there. So live live the best of it. I'm really bad at these sayings. I don't know what I'm saying when I say these things. So the next thing I want to talk about is the people you associate yourself with. So one of the really popular sayings is you are the combination of the five people you spend the most time with. I totally think that's true. If your best friends are all worrywurts or depressing or, always negative, you're going to be a worrywart, very negative and depressing. It's true. There have been many times where I've met people, and I'll feel like, this is not someone I necessarily want to associate with very often, just because they act a certain way. Ooh, they always have a negative comment about something, or ooh, that's very defeatist sounding. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like a crazy hippie. Some people think I am because I like to spread positivity, but they'll say stuff like, "Oh, not everyone can have such blessings, blah blah blah. Like you're spoiled, etc. Like I don't have parents that can support me." I understand, I get it. Like we're all dealt different cards when we were born, when we were put onto this planet. But you got to make the most of what you have, you know. And if you really really want something, who's gonna stop you? Most of the time, it's just yourself or giant mega corporation. Okay, so I was talking about the five people you associate with. Later today, I'm gonna have a Skype session with some friends back at home. But by the time I post this, it's gonna be done. But we wanna, catch up, see how we're doing, and kind of help establish some accountability when it comes to how we're doing in life, but also, to encourage each other and to spread information, really. Like, I am a big proponent of um, kind of giving stuff away for free, or like helping other people, being as altruistic as you can. Now the thing is, like, even my boss told me, like, listen, David, I'm not taking you on as my apprentice out of the kindness of my heart, or that's not the only reason why. Obviously, if I make you really good, you're going to make me a lot of money. So that's why I'm going to do this. So same thing, I mean, similar thing here. This is going to be related to the next topic, which is networking. You do want to be, or at least I feel like, what I want to be a generous person, because you never know when someone wants to reciprocate that generosity. So that's just my outlook on life. I know that, like, people, not everyone shares the same views. People have been screwed over. Um, you can be traumatized by a lot of different things. It's hard to trust people. It really is. I'm unfortunately very trusting, and don't take advantage of me, bro. No, but so I totally understand why there are arguments against it. But, like, sometimes you got to give it a shot, and sometimes you have to understand that a loss is a loss. Like, there's no big deal, no point in kicking sand around when especially if it's like a small deal. Like, if it's not something that will change the course of your life in the next 10 years, and what is the big deal, really, right? Anyway, I don't know. I feel like there's like a blue sky out. There's not oh there's clouds. Never mind. It just feels, I don't know. I'm on this high right now, man. I'm just really freaking pumped. Yesterday my boss was like, "You look the freshest I've ever seen, man. Like, you look really pumped, ready to get at this. Did you go for your run today?" And I was like, "No, I woke up super late." And he was like, "Well, maybe that's why. Maybe because you got rested." But yeah, sometimes you also gotta understand that when you miss a day or two, you take a day off. Like, it's not that's normal. No one is 100% perfect, right? Like, I've been saying, like, oh, I'm gonna go for a run every morning. Like, it's been like every other day, really. Like, I've been really messing up with that. So, but what I am doing is actively trying to do it. I'm continuing to do it. Like, I'll fail at it, but I'll keep doing it. So that's the thing. I don't know. I'm not like super good at this. I just started. Who knows? Maybe by the end of December, I'm just gonna be like super depressed, and I'll be like, "Oh, it's Japan. It's the holiday season. Please kill me. Like, jump on a train." No, I'm just kidding. Not gonna do that. Not gonna mess with the trains. If anything, that'd be bad for Train-san, because I like I like trains. And the third thing I wanted to talk about was networking, or how to network. I put up a post on Facebook about, I mean, realistically, it's just Tim Ferriss's um, thoughts on how to network. Now, Tim Ferriss is one of my idols. Like, I've read 4 Hour Work Week how many years ago? Like, way back when it was first released. And I followed him ever since. I followed him through, like, his shitty looking blog back when it was, like, not redesigned. Read his book. Um, Listened to his podcast when it first came out, and I still do. I still listen to it fairly regularly. He gets a lot of good guests and lots of good nuggets of wisdom, in my opinion. So he's been putting out new videos, and one of them is how to network, and he pretty much details his technique that he used at South by Southwest, which is, he's pretty introverted. He's, just kind of like me, kind of like a lot of you guys, actually. And instead of, going to a party where it's 100 people here, like, pass out business cards, like, eat them up, boys. No, what he likes to do is he likes to spend dedicated time with certain people. Like, go narrow and go deep is what he says. I think I agree with that. I wrote that I've been recently meeting up with people that I connect on LinkedIn. I'll message them specifically and say, "Hey, I noticed that you do this, this, and that, or this is a related field, or this would be really interesting for both of us. Possibly, do you have time for a coffee?" Like, a coffee is a very, like, I'm not gonna ask you out for, like, lunch or dinner, or, like, devote a lot of time, because realistically, I want to block off, like, maybe 30 minutes to chat. Just to get to know you. Like, "Hey, I'm David. What's your name? How did you come to Japan if you're not Japanese?" just what's your story? Like every foreigner can connect in the sense of like, where do you come from? Why did you come here? And why are you staying? That's always the thing that binds us expats here. That's kind of why we can get along a lot easier, but also because we are the other in like the whole of society in Japan. So it's kind of interesting how I feel like I'm a lot more social here than back home. But again, Tokyo is a big city and it makes it really easy. There's a lot of opportunities. I mean, it's easy to like be a stranger because there's so many people and everyone is like, don't bother me. Like my own personal bubble is like this big. Like on the train, it's like, okay, here you are, you're touching me, but we don't recognize. I don't know, not we don't acknowledge each other, but don't pass through the barrier. With that said, there's a lot of opportunities to kind of just join communities here, and if it's your thing, that's it's great. I wrote down like some like kind of like what I do. Like in a comment, I wrote down what my method is, so to speak, or some thoughts on how I actually accomplish that. And really, it's I mean, initially you want to connect with people that are in similar industries or doing kind of the same job as you, and then you kind of ask yourself like, how can I help this person, or how what makes me genuinely interested in this person. Now I've heard a lot of like, how do you become genuinely interested in someone? And that is a really good question, because I think naturally I am that type of person. Like I do believe I'm very empathetic. I think if you talk to a lot of my close friends and a lot of the people I associate with, they're willing to vouch for my empathy. I don't think I'm talking out of my ass about that one, but it's something I want to actively practice. I want to make sure that I am expressing that and that I do understand the people around me. So one of the things I really just try to do is I want to meet someone and understand their story. Like without like expectation of gain. Sometimes it'll be like, oh, let's see if we can work together. Yeah, sure. But sometimes I like someone will message me and I legitimately want to just help them. Like I know people who are in similar situations I was in earlier this year, where if they don't get a job, they get deported. And that feels awful. Like you don't want to feel that feeling of anxiety, stress, depression. I was very close to giving up. I wouldn't wish those feelings on anyone else. So when I see someone in a similar situation, my first instinct is, how can I help this person? Now, there's not a lot I can do because I can't just be like, hey, here's a job, or I know a guy that can totally get you something. But I mean, I'll try. Like my thing is, I'll tell you everything I've tried. And that was like, I went to a bunch of events. I contacted a bunch of recruiters. I applied directly. I interviewed. These are the people I talked to. These are the people who I would suggest talking to. I would ask these people these questions, that type of stuff. On Facebook, I see a million like networking events, and some of you on Facebook probably see me hitting interested on a bunch of events all the time. And you always wonder, like, does David actually go to these events? And I have to admit, like, I don't go to all of them, not even close, but I hit interested because I want to remind myself that that option is available. And yeah, like you never know what'll happen. Like sometimes you spend 5 hours talking to someone you just met, and you guys kind of connect on a really good level. Sometimes you meet a couple of people, and you figure out that like, hey, someone's looking for a job. Someone could get a referral bonus for that. Boom, like I made an introduction and someone got a new job, and that was great. Stuff like that can happen. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm really lucky or something that has happened. But I mean, I'm gonna keep riding this wave because it's awesome. I think it's really cool to see like my social network, my actual like circle, interact with itself and kind of like grow. But there was a time back home when a lot of my friends said that they thought I was kind of like a person who brought a lot of people together. And I totally didn't like believe them. I was kind of like, no way, dude. Like I'm totally nerdy. I don't like meeting people. I don't like parties at all. Like I would avoid parties because it's too many like well, it's too many drunk people, too many people. It's too loud, and I don't know. Like I just don't know what to do. I get overwhelmed. I freeze up because it's just like what do I even what do I start with? You know, like I just know this one person, and they're flying all over the place. Whereas you meet for like a coffee at a cafe where it's like super chill, you take your time to get to know someone. You know, like that's my battleground, so to speak. I mean, I kind of believe it now. Like, I mean, be a narcissist and be like, oh yeah, I'm totally a connector. You know, no, but I really feel like if I can bring that type of good to other people by introducing them to others I know, like, so be it. You know, that's why sometimes I feel like I would have really enjoyed recruiting if I were in a different setting with like way more resources, um, different management style, different goals. I don't know, but you never know. Like now I'm pretty happy where I am. I don't know if it's going to be the same deal in the future. But so far so good. Anyway, this video is getting pretty long and every single time, man, it's gonna break records. No, but I wanted to just like I don't know, I just felt really good today and I really wanted to talk about these specific topics because I felt like they would be helpful. Not necessarily too much involving my story necessarily. Though if you do like stuff like this, like let me know. Give me a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and all that BS. But yeah, no, it's been really good doing these. I'm gonna be hitting 7 in a row soon. Um, and you know you're on your way to making a habit when you keep doing these in a row. I heard that with podcasting, if you pass what episode 13, if you never pass episode 13, you'll never have like episode 14, something like that. Like there's a threshold. So I'm like, okay, 2 weeks, I can totally do that. Like I could probably do 30 days worth of this. That establishes a normal habit, right? Like flossing. I used to, come on, man. I used to podcast like once a week for like 2 years straight almost. Well, I don't know. But those are marathons. So we'll see. But I am enjoying this. And yeah, every now and then I'll be like, I have no idea what to talk about. And then suddenly just flood of, like, I just verbally vomit all over you. So enjoy that. Enjoy my verbal vomit. And have a good, for the Pacific Coast, have a good Saturday. Or Americas, have a good Saturday. And then over here in Asia, you know, have a good night because I posted at night. So yeah, peace out and see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.